Hey folks, welcome to another WaterTrek 360. Today we're going to cover the Peter B. McAllister, a tug put down in 1998 off the coast of Fort Lauderdale. Let's have a look. She was built in 1940 by the Equitable Equipment Company of Madisonville, Louisiana, hull number 108, as the BT de Bardeleben for the de Bardeleben Marine Corporation of Wilmington, Delaware. She was later acquired by the Bifrost Company Incorporated of Quincy, Mass., where the tug was renamed as the Lillian. In 1968, she was purchased by the McAllister Brothers Towing Company of New York, New York, where she was finally renamed as the Peter B. McAllister. As the Peter B. McAllister, much of her time was spent operating in and out of Manhattan, New York, until being transferred to Puerto Rico. Ironically, she sank twice. She capsized and sank in San Juan Harbor on August 29, 1973, while trying to free the grounded vessel Delaware Getty. She was raised a short time later, repaired, and put back into service. She was decommissioned in the 1990s, sat unattended, eventually donated by the McAllister Towing Company to the Broward Artificial Reef Program, where she was sunk as an artificial reef on the morning of June 16, 1998, around 11:40 a.m. The wreck sits upright on a sandy bottom with her bow pointing in a northeasterly direction in 70 feet of water. She has a starboard side list. She's not a big wreck. You can easily cover her within 15 to 20 minutes. Behind the wheelhouse and towards the stern, there are some small swim-throughs and an area midships where you can descend into and penetrate below decks into the engine and cargo rooms. You can enter both the wheelhouse and the top cabin, but take care if you go inside not to break or disturb the many beautiful sea fans which are inside. The vessel had a bit of a checkered past. As the BT de Bardeleben, there was a crew fatality in New Orleans just before Christmas in 1947 that led to a lawsuit by his family. The court found in favor of the towing company due to the lack of evidence of negligence, and she continued in service. She has lots of soft coral, sea fans, small wrasse, and is often frequented by grouper. My favorite part of this dive was this large school of yellow and French grunts that seemed to cover the entire vessel. Since it is a small wreck, it's not visited as often as some other wrecks, mostly by open water students, or as in the case of this video, the second dive after a much deeper wreck dive. This wreck also gets overcrowded quickly with a full dive boat. Take your time exploring it, as it is small. It's a great wreck for novice divers and for macro photographers. The Peterbilt reminds me of a tug called the Fran S that I used to dive in the early 1980s southeast of Rockaway Inlet, New York. About the same size, same depth, built in 1899, sunk in 1972 as an artificial reef. The Fran S has not fared as well, and her superstructure has collapsed into her hull, leaving just a hollow basin of wreckage, especially after the impacts from Hurricane Sandy. The same fate may well be in store for the Peterbilt. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that little clip on the Peterbilt McAllister. Do check out our other videos. Click like, click subscribe. And again, as always, until next time, go explore and get wet.